Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. Is this the right mic? I think we are. Commentary in just a minute. Okay, now we have the blowing your mics up. Sorry. All right, now we have the right mic. Sorry, this was a interesting start of today's stream. We had some technical issues, but we're rocking and rolling. Last thing I got to do is get my commentary camera up, and then we're starting. So almost there, folks. Wow, it's warm out here. All right, let's see. I think we're good. Let's adjust one thing over here. All right, we are live. Frame myself correctly over here. I don't know if, let's see, I'm trying to see myself on the other side. I think I need to zoom way out. Do. All right, hopefully that is better. Welcome, everybody. My name is Andrew, and this is Rocket Future, bringing you the most exciting parts of spaceflight, rocketry, all that good stuff, trying to share all these exciting moments with y'all. Today, things are a little bit different. First of all, sorry that we're a little bit late to stream today. Just had a couple issues with traffic, and then Starlink was giving us some trouble. And anyway, we're live, we're good. So yeah, today's stream is a little bit different, as you may have seen on different various social media and stuff. The purpose of today's stream is to try to reach our goals that we need to hit to apply for a YouTube partnership. So that is really exciting that we're even close to that point. And we're just kind of in like this final push that we need to get. So we're at 3,765 watch hours. We need to get to 4,000 watch hours. So I'm planning on staying out here until my batteries die or until we hit those goals. I have a couple things planned for the stream today. So yeah, we'll just get this thing started. But yeah, if you don't mind, just keeping the stream up throughout the duration of the stream. I can't say that I'm going to be able to make this an interesting stream from start to end, because it could be a really long one. But like I said, like every hour or so, I'll have something new and exciting to try. But in the meantime, we're just going to be hanging out here at Starbase. I'll be bringing you various views of what's going on here from the launch site. We can drive down through the launch site, and if there's specific things you all want to see that SpaceX is working on, we can do that. And eventually, we may even run up to the build site as well. But at that point, we may lose connection for a brief period of time, so I want to wait until later in the stream for that. I actually have no idea how my framing is or anything. I'm taking a look now. But yeah, it's hot out here. We just had to get everything set up pretty quickly, but we're rocking, we're rolling. First thing to make note of is the OLM, as you can see on the left-hand side of the screen. There is still one panel facing us that needs to be put in place. They're putting this armor all up along the OLM prior to the orbital flight test or the full stack launch test. So you can see there's still one on this side, and I think there's still a couple on the other side that need to be put up into place as well. So let me get my phone and see who's hanging out here with us today. All right, we got chat here going. Let me get my my brightness is as much as it will go, so that's okay. So first of all, huge shout out to the Space Junkie community. I added a command !junkie in chat, so put !junkie in chat. Huge shout out to the Space Junkie community for just sharing everything that we're doing, and everybody's been so nice, and I'm so grateful that their community and my community is starting to kind of bond a little bit. Really, really awesome. I'm just kind of looking at my framing here. I need to step one step to the right. So welcome everybody from the Space Junkie community, Padawan, Spock. First of all, Dad, welcome. Thanks for hanging out. If anybody joined our stream the other day, my dad joined us, and we saw a rollback of S26, and that was awesome. Shard Baby, welcome. Sandor, Dennis, Belint, welcome everybody. Eric, hey, what's up, Eric? How's everybody doing over there? How's Cass? How's JJ? Vix, welcome. Santa Antica, welcome. Ad Astra, welcome. Yeah, David or Dora. Thanks everybody for hanging out here today. Padawan says space or heat-proof T-shirt. Yeah, I actually got this T-shirt such a long time ago, but it looks like the Starship heat shield tile, so I like to wear it. But yeah, so if you have any things that you want to see today on stream, please feel free to drop those in the chat, and I'll do my best to kind of go around Starbase and get those shots for you and everything. So some things that we may do today on stream. First of all, I need to put on sunscreen, but let me get my notes open here. So we were thinking about doing Kerbal today on stream a little bit, but I think we're going to pass on that one. I don't know. I don't have it downloaded at the moment, and apparently some people have been running into some bugs and stuff with it. So we'll do Kerbal at some point, but probably not today. We might watch a replay of the Crew 6 launch later on. We're going to talk about the recent milestones that SpaceX has completed out here at Starbase, and when we might be able to see a launch. We'll look at the space launch calendar in general and take a look at what launches are coming up and talk about them a little bit. I might give you a little bit tour of my Jeep and show you how everything works with my streams here. We may end up driving onto the beach and checking out the beach. But first and foremost, if there's any specific things here at the launch site that you want to see, let me know, and I'll try to get you views of that. We'll try to change the view up every half hour to an hour, something along those lines. I know Vix mentioned a couple things that we should check out, so we'll try to get views of those later on for sure. But again, thank you everybody for just hanging out here. Whether you're engaged throughout the whole stream, or if you're gonna go do something else and you're just having the stream on in the background, that means a lot to me. Like I said, we're just under 300 watch hours away from being able to apply to be a YouTube partner channel, which would be such an awesome milestone for this community. So keep the stream up as long as you can. If you're going to do something else, just leave it up. And we're almost there. We hit the milestone goal, and we've gotten almost all the way there for those watch hours, but we're just barely shy of the 4,000. And once we hit that 4,000, we get to apply. And that takes some time, and I really, really want to hit that goal before launch day. It's just a goal that I have. So thank you everybody for hanging out here so far. So up in the top right hand of the screen, I'm going to have a little bit of a chart, and every hour we're going to kind of check on our watch hours to see how long I might have to stay down here today to meet those goals. So let's I'm just kind of taking a look around to see what's going on here. Not really a lot of work going on the OLM right now, but we'll keep an eye on that. It would be cool to see them put in one of those panels, but I don't know if we'll see that today or not. So let me go full screen for you on the booster stuff, and then I'll get some sunscreen on, and I'll check back in here in a second. I'm going to also turn my Jeep on because I need to get some air conditioning going on my laptop. David, welcome. Shershaw, welcome. Thomas, welcome. Simon P. Clifford, welcome, Simon. Thanks for hanging out. Caitlin, K-Blaze. Shard Baby says, if the numbers keep up for nearly 3 hours, you should hit the goal. That would be really awesome, folks. Yeah, if we can maintain these numbers for the next 3 hours, we will hit that goal. So, this is great. So let's see here. Let's get this going. Lou, welcome, Lou. G-Fly, welcome, everybody. All right, so on the top right-hand screen, we have our little chart that we're going to keep track of, and we're going to see how long we have to go today. All right, sunscreen time. Give me a minute. Yeah, everyone is here. This is great. The Shard Baby says, the new format on screen is looking awesome. Thank you so much, Shard. Appreciate that. Martin says, greetings from Hungary. I came from Space Junkies live stream. I heard about your channel there. Thank you so much. Again, thanks. A huge shout out to the whole Space Junkie community. Let's see. All right, sunscreen is on. So let's see. I've been sharing a lot of information about this particular stream today on some of my personal social medias that I don't post on as much. So places where I'll have more friends and family on. So there could be some folks in the chat here today that might not be familiar with what's going on with Starbase or Starship. So I'll do a quick introduction about what's going on down here for anybody who's kind of new to all of this. So first of all, we're down here just about as south as you can get in Texas at Boca Chica Beach, right off of Boca Chica Beach. We're about 2 miles away from the Mexico border. I'm just checking my framing and everything. The Mexico border is about 2 miles to my south, and this is SpaceX's Starbase facility that you're seeing. So there's a couple big parts of the facility. We're down here at the launch site right now. A couple miles up the road is the build site. Let me just shut this door here. So this is where they do a lot of the testing of the rockets. They've done some flights down here of Starship, the top part of Starship, and a lot of static fires and basically various tests of the vehicles. Eventually, we do hope to see Starship launch from this facility for the first time ever. Like I said, a couple miles up the street is the build site where they're building all these rockets. So what is Starbase? Starbase, what is Starship? So Starship is a rocket being built by SpaceX. It will be the largest, most powerful rocket ever the day it finally takes off. And it's going to be used to bring humans back to the moon, bring humans to Mars, deploy a lot of satellites into orbit, could help with point-to-point travel here on Earth if everything goes according to plan with this vehicle. It's really a game-changing vehicle. It brings the cost of spaceflight down a lot. Since the whole thing will be reusable, it helps with orbit debris and mitigating orbital debris. And maybe it could help with actually eliminating some of the debris that's up there right now. So yeah. So Starship, again, huge rocket. The vehicle that you're seeing on the left-hand side of your screen right now is Booster 7. Let me just check to make sure my framing is okay. You're seeing the bottom of Booster 7. Let me try to give you a little bit. Oop, I see my second cam shut off. But let's go full screen on you for a second. All right, so that big silver tube to the left of that tower, that is the Starship vehicle, or sorry, that's the super heavy booster. And I'll zoom out a little bit for you. So that's a view of the whole vehicle. Oops, you're not seeing that. Why are you not seeing that? Sorry, give me a second. OBS is being lovely. Oh, I see. For some reason, it got dragged all the way down here. So that is Booster 7. That is the bottom part of the Starship vehicle. There's another part that goes on top of the booster, which is known as Starship. So the first stage is what we're looking at right now, and then there's a second stage that goes on top. Norbert says, hello, good show. Thank you, thank you. Welcome, Adam. My dad says, I think it was 7 years ago today that Mark Kelly returned from a one-year trip in the space station. Time flies when you're having fun. That was such a cool mission to follow. Yeah. So let's give you a little bit of tour of the launch facility here. So Booster 7 is on the OLM, so that big structure underneath the booster, that's the orbital launch mount. That is where the rocket sits during its testing and where it will sit prior to launch. On the right-hand side, that big tower is the launch tower. Some people call it the OLIT or the orbital, what are they? OLIT, launch integration tower, orbital launch integration tower. And those two big black arms sticking off of that tower are what we call the chopsticks. Those chopsticks are actually they go up and down pretty much the entire length of the tower, and they are what is used to lift the booster onto the pad. And eventually what will be used, or it's also used to lift the ship on top of the booster. And eventually those could be used to catch the ship and booster after they're done flying their payloads up to space, which is really, really cool. Tom Greeny says, hi from Ireland. Welcome, Tom. Another Tom says, keep it up. Good work. Thank you, Tom. We have a strong Tom group here in the chat today. Welcome, Caddy. Shard Baby says point to point is going to be incredible. The other day, Elon hinted that they'll make the propellants by air separating carbon dioxide and water using electricity so flights can be fossil fuel free. That would be really, really amazing. There probably are on the beach. We are going to go maybe check out that beach in a little while. So stay tuned. Thanks, Cole, for stopping in as well. Welcome, Cole. Okay, so we talked about the OLM. We talked about the launch tower. Again, that is Booster 7, which is the bottom part of the rocket sitting on the OLM. And a little to the right, you can see those large tanks. Sorry. I will switch to my other camera here. The PTZ camera is a little bit wonky to work on here. So this is the orbital tank farm. This is where they keep all the fuels and propellants that are used for testing and eventually, again, for launch day. Liquid methane, they liquid nitrogen as well. The methane is actually on horizontal tanks you can't see here, but liquid oxygen will be stored in these tanks. Right. So SpaceX has been calling the tower just the orbital tower. We've been calling it the orbital launch tower or the orbital launch integration tower. Very good point. And over to the right of the tank farm, you see that little silver piece of hardware that's kind of shining. That is Starhopper, also known as Hoppy. Hoppy is quite infamous down here. It's actually the first vehicle SpaceX ever made down here. That actually launched. So that thing actually launched. They strapped one Raptor 1 engine to Starhopper, and it flew just about as high as the launch tower. The launch tower and everything weren't actually built yet at that time, but pretty crazy stuff. Each tank is 36 meters tall and 12 meters in diameter, says Shard. Very cool. Janos, welcome from Hungary. Big hungry contingency from the space junkie community here. Again, somebody put exclamation point junkie in chat. Eric says, poor you having to wear sunscreen while it is nice rain snow mix here. Oh yeah, the Northeast is getting all sorts of nasty weather this week, so I'm okay that I'm down here today. So this is Highway 4. So Starbase and Starship is a really interesting thing. And let me get my other camera going here. The second camera might actually, let's give you a better view on this camera before we switch. So my second camera that I have going is a new one, and I think what's happening is it just times out after a while and shuts off if it's not recording. I'm going directly like HDMI out on it, so it thinks that it's not really doing anything, except there really is. So I just got to figure out how to shut off that feature. So, I mean, that might happen from time to time today. Eric says, I love my wife. I have a feeling that Eric was not the one that typed that. In a few moments, I will take a quick break just to kind of send out links in social media to let everybody know that we're finally live here. Speaking of live, this camera is live. So, let me... what was I going to say? So we're going to talk about Starbase and Starship, which we did. Oh, so really unique opportunity down here at Starbase to see Starship get built and tested. I just showed you Highway 4, which is just this main road that leads from Brownsville down to the beach. The beach is right in front of me right now. Again, we might go over there and check it out in a little bit. But this is a public road and this is a public beach. So when SpaceX is doing testing that could be dangerous to the public, they do shut the road down, they do shut the beach down. But otherwise, this area is wide open, and this is the only reason why we're able to come out here and do these types of streams and inform everybody about what's happening down here. who was saying the other day, was it my dad? I think it was my dad. A lot of people will ask about, or actually it might have been Chief as well. Exclamation point Chief in the chat as well. But somebody was talking about how people get questions, why are we down here and doing these things? Why are we always filming what's happening here at Starbase and doing these live streams? And some people, quote unquote, just might not understand what, the reason why we're doing it. And the whole reason is just to document this momentous moment in history. Again, this could be a vehicle that changes, if it works the way everybody is hoping it works, it could change a lot of things for a lot of people in our lifetimes and in the lifetimes ahead of us, and the generations ahead. And it was compared to the Saturn V. The Saturn V, of course, was the rocket that brought us to the moon for the first and last time so far. What an amazing program, the Apollo program. Everybody looks back on the Apollo program with really, really great opinions. And if they had the option at the time to stand next to the Saturn V as it was being built, obviously they would have done that. So that's what we're doing. We're doing here today. Again, that rocket you're seeing on the left-hand side of the screen, that's bigger and more powerful than the Saturn V rocket that brought humans to the moon for the first and last time so far. This vehicle will be used to bring humans to the moon again, actually as a part of the Artemis program, which is NASA's next program to bring humans back to the moon. The SLS rocket will bring humans up to the lunar orbit, and then they'll hop in one of these starships and take the Starship down to the surface and back. So really, really important piece of our next moon missions, which is exciting. So that's kind of a quick summary, or maybe a long-winded summary of Starship, Starbase, this area in general. So now that we got that out of the way, if anybody has any more technical questions about what's happening here, please feel free to drop those in the chat. Welcome, Rocket Man. Vix just had dinner. Nice. What'd you have, Vix? Tom says the dream is to someday stand where you are and see the Starship with my own eyes. Tom, you absolutely should do that. Anybody who gets the chance to come down here and hang out and watch Starship being built, or just seeing it hanging out on the launch pad, is really an amazing thing. I brought my dad down here to Starbase when he was visiting last week, and we sat out with a couple friends and had a fire at the beach and a couple beers, literally just sitting on the beach watching Starship, and it's a beautiful, beautiful sight. Vic says, when hop? So I don't... so, for anybody new to the program, they haven't done any orbital flights from here yet, but they have done what's called hop tests and high-altitude flight tests, which means these vehicles, a booster, the thing that we're looking at right now, has never done it before, but the Starships, which I'll show you later on, have done hop tests and high-altitude flight tests where they just go up. They don't go to space, but they go pretty high up, and they come back down and land, which is really, really cool. I don't expect that we'll see any hop tests really maybe anytime soon. I wonder if we'll ever see a hop test again for the Starship program at all. It's possible that we may not. But for when launch, that is a good question. When are we going to see this thing finally launch? We've been waiting for multiple years at this point, and timelines keep getting pushed back and pushed back. All part of the nature of these space programs. But I think we really are getting close. They're definitely closing up any work that they need to do to the orbital launch mount, which the booster is sitting on, and I really think they're gearing up to a launch here. We could see it. So launch date has been estimated to be March from some people in SpaceX for some time now. We don't know if it's still expected to be March or not. Again, this could change at any time, and it could change drastically. One possibility is they could decide to use a different vehicle for the first ever flight, orbital flight, and that could put the timeline back months. That being said, we don't expect that to happen. We do believe Booster 7 and Ship 24 are pretty much ready to go on the first ever flight test. Vic said if they didn't take take half of Saturday off, it would be done sooner. Absolutely. Yeah, as you can see, it's pretty slow here at Starbase today. My dad says Chief was commenting on Saturn V. Great analogy. Also, it was like watching them build the East-West Railroad. Momentous moments in time. Yeah, absolutely. My dad was just kind of hanging out down here watching SpaceX employees go to and from their car. And he made the analogy that, you know, it's kind of like watching, if you go back in the day and watch them build the East-West Railway, which is another great analogy of what it's like to be down here and documenting everything. So in about 20 minutes, we will start probably moving the vehicle to a different viewing angle here at the launch site. Or the beach, but probably the launch site. We'll start with the launch site. And then we have some other stuff in store for the stream today. Again, if you're just joining us, our goal for today is to hit our watch hour requirement to apply to be a partner channel on YouTube, which would be such an awesome milestone for our community. So very, very exciting stuff there. K. Balas says, if I were Elon, I wouldn't pass up the chance on the 420 date. As many jokes as there are around like the 420 and everything, and you know how they've done static fires at 420 exactly and all that stuff. They won't delay launch just for the ability to launch on April 20th. I do feel pretty confident about that, but it would be crazy if it worked out that way. Great point from Shard. There is an MSIB for March 10th. So today is March 4th. So in 6 days from today, there's a possibility of some testing down here at Starbase. And we'll have to see what that turns out to be. Will they do some testing on Booster 7? Will they roll 24 back and do some testing on 24? I don't know if those two are very likely. In my opinion, I think it's more likely we may see more testing of Ship 26 or even 25. But I don't know. Shard says that's why I think the March 10th MSIB is for a single engine static fire. That could very well be the case as well. There were 2 engines that didn't fire on the big 33 engine static fire, so it's possible that they will try to static fire one of those engines on Booster 7. Shard says March 10th will also be Booster 7's birthday. It was fully stacked then last year. That is crazy. I can't believe it's already a year old, but that actually lines up just about right. I moved down here about 11 months ago at this point, and Booster 7 had just rolled out to begin its testing campaign. So this thing has been going through the works here for about a year, which is awesome. Ben says, what's for lunch? I had a lunch before I left, and I'll definitely be... I brought 3 sandwiches with me as well. I see Stacy right now. I don't think she saw me. So yeah, I got some sandwiches. I also brought some water, and I brought an emergency beer just in case. Three sandwiches for launch. Well, I plan to be out here as long as it takes to get to our watch hour count. So that's why I brought 3 sandwiches in case I need to be out here for 8 hours. Hey Vix, what happened on March 30th? It's not a good day historically. Was that the Booster 7? Was that the Booster 7 anomaly? No, I don't think so, right? No, it wasn't. That was quite a bit after. Let's take a look at the top of the launch tower here. So you can see how tall it is. So you can see a large space above Booster 7 where the launch tower still extends, and that is because, again, Ship 24 or any ship will go on top of the booster and reach to close the top of that tower there. Oh, SN11. SN11 was March 30th. Nothing happened at all. My dad says he should also tour Hopper House, where many wet their whistle after a long day at Starbase gazing. Very true. Hopper House is a big supporter of the channel and a big... I'm a huge fan of the Hopper House. Great local spot to grab a sandwich and a drink. If anybody's in town, you'll most likely find me at the Hopper House. I should do an exclamation point Hopper House too. But Jess did a tour there, exclamation point Jess in chat. She did a video about the Hopper House a while ago. Juan says, I like Modelo. I have a Modelo with me here today, actually, Juan. Dave Roberts is in chat. Welcome, Dave. Dave is a great friend of ours. He came here to visit Starbase for quite a while. How long were you down here, Dave? From England to see what's going on and hopefully to catch the launch. He didn't make the launch, unfortunately, because of the always changing timeline, but he got to see a lot of cool stuff while Dave was here. A lot of folks walking around here. At some point I might actually try to grab somebody to do a quick interview about what they're seeing down here. I'm very happy with the performance of Starlink today. That's another thing. This stream is being transmitted to you via Starlink or satellite. And during the 26 rollback, we had about 50% dropped frames, but we're down to 10% dropped frames today, which is fantastic. New Horizon is from Hungary. Welcome, New Horizon. Brandon says, let's get this 300 hours. Let's go. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate that. I think we're going to make it today. I really do. Okay, so I do need a couple minutes just to have some water and get out of the sun for just a couple minutes. So enjoy these views while I just take literally like 2 minutes of a break here. right, I'm back. So first of all, I just want to say, wow, I just checked in on the stream to see how everything was doing, and the support on this stream is actually absolutely insane. I think if we can hold these numbers, we're going to be done in 3 hours or so. But like I said, I'm going to be here as long as I need to, or until my batteries die. I'll update our little spreadsheet in just a few minutes, which should give us an idea of how we're doing with watch time. But again, if you're just joining us, my name is Andrew. This is Rocket Future. Generally speaking, we come down here at Starbase to film some tests, and when rockets roll up and down Highway 4 here. But today we're just hanging out, and we want to show you anything you want to see here at Starbase. So if you have any requests, please put those in the chat. Vix, I'm going to look at your tweet again in a few minutes just to check to see what those couple things you wanted to see are, and then we'll move up this road here in just a few minutes. Yeah, this is awesome. Like, thank you so much. The support is really fantastic today. So I'm feeling pretty great that we're going to be able to hit this goal today, which would be it really would just show how great the support from the community is. And again, when I say that, that means you. Thank you so much for tuning in and doing anything that you're doing to help the channel, whether you're sharing our streams or doing the usual like, comment, subscribe, that stuff. Anything like that, or just even sitting here and watching, helps our stream in a major way. The more people involved and engaged, the more people that YouTube will recommend it out to. And just by interacting with us here today, you might be helping somebody find their passion for space flight or for science and technology, because they might get recommended the stream and tune in and see what's happening down here at Starbase. So really amazing stuff. I see Nick. This place is really busy. Let me pan over a little bit for you. Hey, welcome Steve and Michaela. Can I explain what this 300-hour thing is all about? Absolutely. Vic says, need a count on total cryo offload station. Is each one both LOX and LN2, or some just one or the other? Can do. So that's just where all the trucks are, right? Simon says, any Rocket Future merch in the works, Andy? Yeah, absolutely. We actually had a sweatshirt on sale in our store for a while, but we changed our logo up and we changed a bunch of stuff up. So we need to remake that and some other pieces of merch. I've been thinking a lot about this. It is a goal for launch day to have merch for sale, so I should get on that. Maybe I can make 1 or 2 pieces this week and get those up on a store. Hey, Michaela. Welcome. Thank you, Dave. Yep, absolutely, Vix. We'll get that for you. Okay, so Brandon, I didn't forget about your question. I'm going to pan over to the beach here so you can see all the folks hanging out, just parked and everything, and Stacy as well. Yes, your sweater is a collectible now. You got the original version, Brandon. You need less than 300 viewers. Okay, yeah, so sorry, I keep getting sidetracked here. So I'm going to move the camera around while we talk. So we had a question about what does this 300-hour thing mean? So basically, there are a couple requirements your channel needs to hit to be an official partnered YouTube channel. So why is that even important? Well, a partnered YouTube channel is eligible to monetize their video in a couple different ways. So ad revenue, I'm just kind of showing you all the folks parked here around Highway 4. Ad revenue, that will allow us to open up the ability for people to become members of the channel and support the channel in various ways. That's the front of Highway 4, where the beach is that we're always talking about, and the dunes over to the right. So in order to become a partner channel and be eligible for like ad revenue and memberships and community tools, like you can get badges and all that stuff, You know, all these things are hugely important for us to continue to grow our channel and bring you bigger and better content. Oh, hey, you can see my hand. So those requirements are, you need to hit 1,000 subscribers, and you need 4,000 public watch hours. So we already are at that subscriber count. We're at that one. We're actually at 1.6 or 1.7 or something last I checked, which is actually nuts. And you need 4,000 watch hours. So we're at 3,800, just a little below 3,800 before the stream today. So every hour that each one of you watches is an hour that goes towards that watch hour count. So if we had 300 people watching, we could hit that in 1 hour. If we had 150 people watching, you know, take 2. So that being said, we are going to pass over the 1 hour mark here soon, so I can update our spreadsheet on the top right. Dave says I need a sombrero. Absolutely. I got a lot of sunscreen on, Dave. That's why I'm so... Stacy's leaving. I think she just noticed me finally. CH4 offload is seriously hampered by storing stuff at the moment. Seems to be max 2 trucks at a time in there now. So we might roll down to the beach there at some point, but I think what I might start doing is preparing to roll up towards the where the trucks go. I think Stacy's gonna come over and say hi. What's up? Yeah, that's fine. How's it going? Hour ago. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna go for it.
Cool.
Wish me luck.
Well, I'll be here, so.
It's a little chewed up down there, though, but I've got my tracks. No, I got my tracks.
Cool. But hopefully you won't need them.
I'm gonna get a running start.
Which way are you going? Cool. Cool. I'll hit you up later. So I was just saying hi to a friend. So yeah, Brandon. Let me pack up my second camera, and we're going to go for a little bit of a roll here. So bear with me. Okay, decent chance that I'm going to lose Starlink connection for a minute, but don't go anywhere. Again, if I lose connection, it might be 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'll be back. Hopefully I won't lose connection at all, but just be aware, like, I may lose connection. Just stay with the stream. The stream should come back automatically. For any reason, if it doesn't, just keep an eye on the channel, and I'll put a new one up. But I really don't think that's going to happen. Just stay with us if we drop for a couple minutes here. I think we're still live with you here. I am not looking at chat while I'm driving, but I'm gonna just move up to get a good look at these offloading stations. So this is the orbital tank farm. This is where all the trucks come in to load and offload liquid oxygen and actually, yeah, liquid oxygen, nitrogen, that type of stuff. There is one behind the wire, so I think there's 3. Yeah, sorry that the stream dropped out. The tank farm is kind of in the way. Let me move a little bit just so we're out of the dead zone here. So I think Starlink was trying to connect through the tank farm, which wasn't working well. 2. So the final answer is 2, Vix. Now we can watch this thing tank, detank, whatever the heck. Just give me a 5x5. Let me know y'all can see me and hear me again. So I think I only saw 2 boxes with lights. Try to zoom in for you. Oh, sorry, I missed your question, Balint. Stacy is a non-space. Well, she wasn't a space person who came down to visit Boca Chica, but now she's learned a lot about space. But she's just a good friend of ours. A lot of good people. I mean, a lot of people down here have met Stacy. Okay, hold on. So here's your shot, I think, Vix. So I see lights behind the those helium tanks, those small tanks, and then I see two more boxes with lights on it. So there's another helium tank to the left of that one. So I'll have to go over and get a different angle if we're going to try to see that. So on the way back towards the beach. I'll see if there's any way to see if there's another one behind that other helium tank truck. Yeah, I didn't see that third one from the other angle. All right, we've passed an hour of the stream, so let's check on how we're doing. Okay, checking in on our stream here. Wow. Currently 120 concurrent viewers. Let me see what maybe our average was for the first hour. It looks like probably... I'd say probably over 100. So let's be conservative and write down 100 for the first hour. Are there any similar boxes that just don't have lights lit up? Let me check for you. Let's see. I'm going to take a little bit of a walk and see if I can see. Let me update this sheet. So first hour we ended with maybe an average of 100 viewers. So we are down to needing about 140 watch hours left. That is actually insane. That is amazing. Thank you, everybody. Let me fix my time here as well. It is 1:20 p.m. Central Time. You can now see that in the top left hand. Wonder if that tanker is going to hang around and offload or not. I know, right? It kind of pulled in, and what the heck is it doing? I didn't really check to see where it pulled out of. So I don't know if there's any chance it was pulled in to the suborbital farm and then pulled out here. I'm not really sure, but we'll keep a close eye on it. All right, let me go see if I can see any more of those boxes. 1 second. Okay, so I can see 3 for sure. Wait, you counted 9, Shard? Because those don't look like the same boxes to me. I was only able to count 3. There was potential. I don't see any more of those boxes. We'll try to. I'll try to spin around and go by them slowly. There's also some folks up in the OLM right now, so I want to spin around anyway, so I can bring you views of the OLM again. But maybe they don't all require that same box. I don't really know. All right, same thing goes for this move. If I get disconnected, just stand by. We'll reconnect. I'm going to preemptively turn my camera the other way, so you're not going to see much for a moment here. Let's zoom out. All right, I'm going to go up a little bit. It's not doxing this guy. All right, we have some folks working up on the OLM, so let me zoom into that for you. All right, let's swap to my other camera and see how this looks. Look at that. That guy is welding. Oh, yeah. Really good view. Check this out. Just watch the cables there. Yeah, you can see that guy welding up there.
Yep.
And then definitely all working at the HPU area.
Yeah, right here in this corner, they were doing some welding.
Gotcha.
And I don't know if you noticed either, but when I was here last week,
Chicken coop. Heard that name, right? That must be that. Makes sense. Yep. Kinda. Lots of work being done on the OLM now. I think they all just came back from lunch or something. The summer's coming back for sure. I really enjoyed the winter down here. Such nice weather when it's so long. It's great. Yeah, we went a couple. Yeah. It was like maybe a total of 3 or 4 weeks across a couple months. That was pretty ugly, but in general, I'm used to that. Yeah, that was great. There's been a few nights down here like that where it's just like
we have a 38-foot fifth wheel.
All right, how's everybody doing? Just checking in here. What do we got going on? We got couple lifts on the left-hand side of the OLM. We got somebody welding those big protective armor pieces onto the OLM. We got some people over near the HPU cover. There's another blue lift on the bottom right-hand side that's probably going to like the quick disconnect area. Yeah, the guy's pretty much full reach trying to weld that thing up. If anybody's just joining us, my name is Andrew. This is Rocket Future. Today we're doing something a little bit different than usual. We're just hanging down here at Starbase today. We're in our final push to reach our threshold for applying to be a YouTube partner channel. Which would just help our channel grow so much, and our community in general. And everybody has just been so awesome here today. The support I've received today is bonkers. Just really, really amazing. So this is a live view. So we're down here at Starbase. This is SpaceX's facility where they're building and testing the Starship vehicle and eventually launching the Starship vehicle. We got a pretty zoomed in shot here of the launch. You can call it the launch pad if you're not too familiar with this stuff, but it's specifically called the orbital launch mount. And on top, that big silver thing, that is Booster 7. That is the bottom part of a rocket that will hopefully be launching here pretty soon. Wow, look on the right-hand side. That guy is... Oh, hey, check that out. Top right-hand side, they're lowering in another one of those, the panels, one of the pieces of armor. Yeah, Shard, you got it. You see it. I kind of want to move over there, but I think we got a pretty good perspective from here, too. It's tough over near the tank farm to get a good angle and to get a good signal because the tank farm blocks half of the sky. So I think here's the place we're going to stay to watch this last panel be lowered into place. Is that the last panel, Shard? Well, I guess the last panel would be the one right in front of us, right? Right. Still a panel for the front, too. Second to last panel, then. But still very, very cool. I might have to get into one of these sandwiches here pretty soon. Gritch says this one is for the booster quick disconnect. And Vic says there's also a half panel, or they think there's also a half panel on the other side, just like this one. It looks narrow. That makes sense if it's going kind of halfway around the quick disconnect then. Again, the quick disconnect, for anybody who doesn't know, is just out of view on the right-hand side. It's where all of the fuel and propellant and electricity, umbilicals, all the stuff that connects into the rocket. At the base of the vehicle on the right-hand side, there's what's called a quick disconnect, which connects all of these things up so the vehicle can get those fuels and get the electricity and get the data streams and all that stuff. And then right before launch, it's called a quick disconnect because this literally just pulls back pretty dang quickly, and a piece of armor slides into place to keep all the components secure. So that is just out of view on the far side of the OLM here. Just confirmed from SSG's pics, Starship Gazer's pics, it's not in on the other side either, so only 2 left after this. Very cool. So we'll have this, we'll call it a half panel, and then the other half panel, and then this full panel up front. So we're getting dang close to closing out the armor. So my question here, folks, what do you guys think? We have these gaps in between each of the plates of armor there. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't work in a way for it to, maybe, is that on purpose? Like, do they not want it to become a pressure vessel? Will they fill those gaps in with other pieces? What do we think about those gaps? Are those just going to be how it is? I did not bring a brisket grilled cheese, but I wish I had. I wish I had. Vic says they'll get plated over. I missed it, Vix. What had happened? My camera will go to sleep here in a second. Let me try to... Alright, I just changed some stuff, so hopefully it won't go to sleep. Oh yeah, somebody just said, did you see that on stream? I missed it. They almost dropped it?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Bringing it down and it hooked on the, looks like it hooked on the scaffolding.
Oof.
I don't know if it's the crane operator's a dick.
Right.
Or the guy that's flying the load is a dick, but I mean that panel was way over.
Ooh, yikes. That's
it
scary.
Dropped and it was swinging.
Oh, I just missed that. Well, that's scary. You know, these jobs aren't you know, guaranteed safety. They're pushing hard to get this thing done, so they got to make sure that they're safe about it. But they're moving quick, so.
Well, I did structural steel as a welder, fabricator, and a crane operator for a number of years.
Okay.
And the size and the scope of that plant,
Yeah.
they are doing really well.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
They are doing really well.
Absolutely. I think it's a good thing that we haven't heard about any major incidents, which is good.
Well, we just saw one.
Yeah.
It looked pretty ugly.
Yeah, that was close. Hopefully everybody's safe.
Yeah, he still got it up there. I can just see it through the center of that white boom crane.
Oh yeah. All right, good. So it didn't fall.
No.
So yeah, you can see in the bottom right-hand corner that panel is still hanging from the crane. It's okay. It looked like it almost fell, but it didn't. Welcome, Cosmic. Welcome, Space Girl Falcon. Shard says, yeah, count that as a near miss for sure. It's been a great stream so far. Thanks for everybody that's been hanging out with us. We're in our final push for partnership for YouTube, trying to get the watch hours required to apply. We're making seriously quick headway towards that goal. Once we hit the 2-hour mark of the stream, I'll check in on our numbers here. We got about a half hour until that point. I still have some things that I want to get done on this stream today. I want to, at some point, I'll make it... If things, Stacy was watching the stream and just said, "Oh, did you call me your friend?" Yes, indeed. Vic says, "I hope it didn't dent anything." Absolutely. Hopefully, everything came out of that unscathed. Sounds good, Michaela. Yeah, we're doing really good here for trying to hit this goal. We're gonna, if we can maintain this level of support, we should be able to hit it in, you know, a total of 3 hours or less, and we're already closing in on 2 hours. So huge shout outs to everybody that has been hanging out here. Like, this is actually crazy. We have some folks looking at that gap. I wonder if we'll see. Wait, there's a line. What is the line carrying? Are we gonna see another panel go up here? No. That's just the bottom of a lift. But maybe if we hang out here long enough, we'll maybe even see this front gap closed here.
I'm not sure what you're going to do with that.
Yeah, same.
It's going back up and now it's going back down.
Yeah, probably maybe take it down, make sure it looks okay after.
Well, they got a looks like it's a bad angle, but it looks like they got a spreader bar and it's got the clevises. So
Gotcha.
I mean, it's not going to come loose.
Right.
But you don't want to. I would imagine that panel is
Yeah, you don't want it swinging
You
and
don't want it swinging.
yeah.
It's bad for the crane. It's bad for everybody underneath it.
Yep. Oh, that lift is going up towards the top or higher up on the booster. Hey, I have a question for everybody here. What is it going to look like when this thing's almost ready to fly and they have to work on the flight termination system? Is the FTS installed on the vehicle? Will they have to install it on the vehicle? Do they just have to arm it? What's that going to look like? That's one question I have. For anybody not familiar, every rocket in the U.S. is equipped with a flight termination system, which is basically a way to, in a controlled manner, just basically destroy the rocket, blow it up in midair, and that is used in case the rocket goes off bounds, like out of the direction it's supposed to go. A lot of times this is controlled by somebody that doesn't work for the launch company. So actually the FAA a lot of times will be in control of that flight termination button. So somebody will literally be sitting there watching the launch, and if it goes out of bounds, they'll hit the button and it'll safely be destroyed over the launch corridor, which is already cleared for safety. I think there's some new vehicles that have an automated FTS now that's pretty new to the industry. But I'm curious what it's going to look like when they have to start working on the FTS. And no, Lou, we do not want to see that blow up unless it's over the Gulf. The big lift, where are they going? Let's take a look, folks. We can come back down here in a second. Oh, my hand is so greasy from the sunscreen, I can't even there we go. Loosen up my... This is what the top of the booster looks like. You have those big fins coming out the top. Those are the grid fins. Those are used to direct the vehicle while it's coming back down through the atmosphere. So those actually steer the vehicle. Similar on the Falcon 9, that's how they work. Starship should be fairly similar. Vix thinks that the flight termination system's already on there but not armed. No actual explosive installed as far as I know. Something's actually happening. What are the chances? I know, right, Buoyant? Welcome from Berlin. Got somebody watching from Berlin. I would have a hard time pronouncing your name there, but... Yeah, so one of the things we were going to try to do during the stream today was we were going to design the February postcards that will go out to all of our Patreon supporters, all of our patrons. But SpaceX is keeping us busy here with different things to look at. So we'll see if we can get to that. But yeah, if anybody's not aware, we do have a Patreon, ! Patreon in chat. And we send out a physical postcard in the mail to you if you sign up for that level of support every month. So I was going to design the February postcards here on stream, but again, SpaceX is keeping us nice and busy looking at what they're doing here. So if we don't get to it, that's okay. All right, let me get my second camera going so we can take a look at both things here. All right, how's that, folks? How is that looking? Shard says that crew lift on the right-hand side is about 80 meters up right now. They went up there earlier today, 81 meters up, the height of the high bay. Wow. They've been up and down since midnight Starbase time. Gotcha. We just put some more sunscreen on. Space Girl Falcon, you coming down here for a week? Or somewhere else? Looks like... What are they working on? Are they working on that little venting port there? Wow. I wasn't sure how much better this new camera would look on a right-hand side, but that is a big difference. That is a big difference. It looks way better than the left camera, our older camera. I'm gonna try to level out the right camera so we don't have to have it at an angle, but we'll see. Welcome, Cross from the Space Junkie community. Again, exclamation point junkie in the chat. Huge shouts out to the Space Junkie community here today and every day for supporting our channel, and they've been a great partner working with them, and really happy to have them engaged with us. This is great stuff. Great stuff. Yeah, I can't say enough about the Space Junkie community. So supportive. Akash says the grid fins are also the catch handles, right? I don't believe that's true anymore. I think there are specific grab points, but I could be wrong. If anybody knows better, please correct me in chat, but I think there are specific grab points. Actually, I think you can see one of them between the two fins on the right-hand side. You see there's two grid fins, and then there's something jutting out the side of the booster. I think that's maybe the catch point. Vic said that tanker that we were watching earlier did not offload. Oh, you know what? I can make the left hand a little bit brighter, which will make it look a little better. There we go. Yes, the small load points. Those are the small load points, says Oliver. And Shard Baby also confirms. Cosmic says, we need more people on the ground. Thanks for the cam work, Rocket Future. No problem at all, Cosmic. It's my pleasure. Thanks for hanging out here with us today. Folks, look at the size of those grid fins compared to those folks that are working up there. Really gives you a good scale of the size of this vehicle. Is that insane or what? My dad says, what is the temp at the beach today? Let's see if I can see it. It's probably 75. There's a beefy frame holding those grab points, which we can't see inside the barrel on the top of the forward dome. Dave says, are you up to speed on the final FAA checklist situation for launch readiness? Yeah, I mean, as much as you can be. I think we just have to wait for that launch license. I think they're pretty much good to go. So we just have to wait and see. So this white 0 that you see, for those who are asking about what is going to be used to catch the booster, take a look at that catch point right where that white 0 is. That's what they use to lift the booster on top of the OLM and what they'll use to catch the booster someday. Dave says, hi, Coleman, Andrew's dad. Yeah, Dave, you just, I guess it was a month between my dad's visit and when you were here, but, we should have a Space Dad Command, Vix. That's a good idea. But yeah, Dad, Dave is a good friend that came down here from England to visit, just to see what's going on with Starbase. We met down here. Where did we meet? We met at Isablanca Park. And then, while they were here, we all just, went out and got food and some drinks and had a great time while they were visiting. Good group of people. Cosmic says they're welding something. I'm very, very happy with Starlink today. Starlink is really working well for us here today. Hey, check out on that lift. Check out on the lift on the right-hand side. They got that little, what looks like a little wind speed indicator. Is that what that is? That little thing spinning around? $5,000 miles from the UK to Starbase by air. Wow. We came a long way to see it. And Shard has as well. Shard has visited more than once, right, Shard? Or has it just been once so far? Shard confirms, yeah, it's a mini weather station up on that lift. So we're about 10 minutes away from our 2-hour milestone here in our stream today. When we're hitting 2 hours, we'll check on our numbers to see how we're doing towards our goal of hitting 300 watch hours today. Again, the reason why we want to hit 300 watch hours is because we only have 300 out of 4,000. We only need 300 more watch hours to be able to apply for YouTube partnership, and if we're accepted, it's really going to help our channel grow and help us bring more content to you, upgrade our equipment, and just continue to grow. It's just awesome, a really cool milestone as well. That's actually been a goal of mine, to be a YouTube partner channel since probably before high school. Before I was even into space. Back then it was video games and stuff. I've probably made a dozen different YouTube channels over the years, and I always wanted to be a partner channel, and it looks like we might be able to get there. Thanks to everybody that's here hanging out with me and everybody who supported me over the last year. This is the most interaction I've seen with any of my content ever. It's really, really amazing. The whole reason why I do all this is because I want to share what's happening down here at Starbase and at other places. Anything to do with space. Starbase is the hot topic right now, but it's not just Starbase. I want to bring you guys to all different launches, all different companies, all different space related things. So we're going to try to do some content for the 2024 solar eclipse. So I have big plans, and the fact that people are seeing the content is just making me very, very happy and appreciative. So thank you. Absolutely, everybody should come down for launch day. Shard has been twice. First time in December 2021 for a week, and then Shard stayed last summer for a month. Really hoping I was going to be there when they were launching. Hope to be back soon. Yeah, Shard is a big clue, that's for sure. Thank you, Space Girl Falcon. I appreciate you as well. I appreciate everybody here. All right, I'm going to have a couple bites of my sandwich here. right, folks. I am back. Welcome, Andres. Vix says everybody hit the thumbs up button, right? Great point, Vix. I'll take a moment just to thank everybody that has liked and commented and subscribed. You always hear us talking about these things, but these things go a long way with helping the channel grow on YouTube. So if you don't mind, just hit that like button if you're signed into YouTube. Just as simple as that. It helps us a lot. Thank you very much. You'll find that, under the video itself if you're on web, and I guess mobile as well. Just hit that thumbs up button. The crew lift is going down. We will follow it. Are they making a pit stop at the QD? Yeah, where is everybody watching from? We have at least three folks from the UK. Another one. I think we probably have a lot of folks from the UK here. Where's everybody watching from? Let me know what state, or if you're out of the country, which country you're watching from. Really cool to hear where everybody's tuning in from. And again, the Hungarian-speaking community has been such a huge supporter for the channel. Thank you, Space Junkie. Thanks, everybody. Akash is watching from Texas. Me too. I'm here from Texas. Hey, we hit that 2-hour mark. Let's check on our views. Again, this isn't something we usually do. We don't analyze our stream performance on stream. That's not something we do. But again, we're trying to hit that 300 watch hour, 4,000 watch hour threshold that applies us to YouTube Partnership. And today was a big push for the community to come together and help us reach that goal. And the community is doing a great job. Thank you, everybody, so much. So don't, if you're new here, it's not like we're on stream all day talking about how many views and stuff we have. This is kind of once, maybe once in a while when we're near milestones, but this is not a regular occurrence. All right, let's see, dashboard, content. We got people from, we got Shafad from India. We got Angie from Hungary. We got Space Girl from Louisiana. Shard from London, England, Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe 69, Simulation 420. I like that. All right, checking in. Over the last hour, Cosmic is watching from the thumb of Michigan. I'd say we average over the last hour about probably 120, but we'll keep it conservative and say 110. So let's update our thing. Oh, I'm going to switch back to this screen for a moment. Bear with me. Oh, I did this math wrong. How did I do this wrong? Let me just add this together. Let's say 210. We are doing really well. We're down to probably about 30 hours of watch time left that we need. So let's keep going, folks. Let's keep going. Colin is watching from Boston, as he would say. Vigel's watching from Hungary. Condes is watching from Budapest, Hungary. Ildiko is Berlin. Boston, England. It's not Boston, Massachusetts, where Coleman's watching from, but Boston, England is about 20 minutes up the road from Vix. Very interesting. We are nailing this goal out of the water, folks. This is really, really great. I appreciate you so much for helping me reach this goal. This is insane. Unless the stream dies right now, knock on wood, I think we're going to hit this in pretty short order here. So I'm just going to start thinking about what I want to plan for the rest of the stream here. I'm planning on sticking around for a while, there's no doubt about it. But maybe we won't have to stay here the 8 hours like I was thinking. Maybe we can keep it to 4 or something. But we'll have to see. But that being said, if there's any specific requests that anybody has for anything they want to see here at Starbase, let me know. I will drive over and we'll look at it. Before I end the stream today, we will drive up to the build site. We'll drive up to the build site and we'll take a look at whatever we can see from up there, including Ship 24, to see how the if some of those panels got filled in or not, the heat shield tiles. So before the end of the stream, we will drive up to the build site, but probably towards the end of the stream. Man, I should have scheduled this for last month. I'm a little concerned that even if we hit this goal today, they might not approve us in time for launch day, but we're just going to keep our fingers crossed. Shard is requesting that if we go over to the build site, can we please see the new crane? Absolutely. If we can get a good view of it, we'll definitely take a look at that crane. The lift up at the missing panel location right on the front there, Vix is saying that they may be cutting off those railings soon. That would be a good indication that they could fill that panel in pretty short order. Some of us are calling the new crane B-Zilla because it's black and yellow. I like that. Vix says it's waspy. Yeah, Dad, you and Dave would get along great in the pub. Hey, Jax. Hey, Jax, welcome. Good to see you here, Jax. Hello from Denmark. Welcome. Welcome from Denmark. If you could help me with the pronunciation of your name. Oh, that was yeah, that was about Dave. Unless I said Vix accidentally. I always mix up different words when I'm on stream. For anybody just joining us, we have live views of Starbase. Left-hand side, we get a view of the OLM. We've been seeing some welding going on these armor pieces. We saw a piece of this armor go up on the right-hand side. but then they brought it back down again. A lot of lifts going on, some welding, and then on the right-hand side, we have a lift up near the top of Booster 7. It did some work around that vent port there. We'll have to see what they're up to next. Joshua says, "Are you a new channel? I've never heard of Rocket Future." Joshua, not new, but we're just starting to really get our traction going within the last few months. I've been doing space content for many, many years at this point, and just a few years ago, we created a channel called Solid Rocket Future. And we did some videos under that name, and then just a few months ago we rebranded to Rocket Future, and we just really started to get traction. The community has really come out in numbers to support, so big shout out to everybody. So not a surprise that you haven't heard of us yet, Joshua, but hopefully the word is getting out. All right, we got somebody crawling over those handrails in that gap. I'd be curious if we see them start to remove that handrail. How tall is the OLM, says Akash. If I am not mistaken, I think it's just under 400 feet, right? I mean, sorry, I thought you meant the tower. 69 feet according to Shard. Launch tower is 469 feet tall. It's always great when Shard's in chat because he remembers all the stuff I don't. Thank you, Shard, for hanging out and helping us with all these stats. It's funny because, like, I've mentioned this a few times in various streams, but I will remember what I need to remember for like a week or two, and then I'll replace that knowledge with something else. So, like, at some point I probably could have told you exactly how tall these things were, but then I had to look at everything I needed to learn about static fires, and then I would forget that when I have to learn about the cryo test or whatever, and it just kind of goes in cycles and cycles. Eventually, though, hypothetically, I will slowly start to remember all of this stuff. Shard is just a human calculator? Absolutely. Dave. That's funny. It is a hot day here in South Texas, folks. We're at Starbase. We're just about 2 miles from the Mexico border on the east coast of Texas at the Gulf. Probably 75, 80 degrees here, I would imagine. The sun is hot. It's technically the end of winter here into spring. But the heat is coming. Stuff escapes it all the time, Vix. I feel you. I feel you there. All right, I'm going to take a quick water break. just want to take a moment to shout out everybody who's shared out the stream here today. Jax on Twitter, at JaxLR07, thank you so much for sharing out the stream. Shard, thank you for the retweets and the posts. I know I'm going to miss a bunch of people. Vix, thank you so much for sharing out the stream as well. Obviously, the Space Junkie community, exclamation point junkie in chat. The Space Junkie community is amazing, and their channel on YouTube is really great, especially if you speak Hungarian language. But if you don't speak Hungarian language, still check out the Space Junkie channel. They are releasing the second part of their little documentary that they made when they were touring the U.S. and going to all the different space places. I think the next episode, one of the episodes is Starbase related. The first episode's already out now. That has English subtitles, so definitely check out the Space Junkie YouTube channel, whether you're Hungarian speaking or not. Very, very amazing content. And if there's anybody else I missed that shared out the channel, thank you. Obviously, everybody that will usually, obviously, Dad, thank you for sharing, as you always do. Again, biggest supporter of the channel right there. Thank you so much for always sharing the streams and the info and the videos and everything. Peter, welcome from Budapest. Balint says next episode is next week. Awesome. Joshua asks, what is it like standing that close to something so powerful? Oh man, it's really hard to explain. Ben says, thanks, Dad. It's really next to impossible to explain what it's like to be down here. You know what? Let me go in front of the camera for this one. We'll go back to those views shortly. Don't mind me. I am all sweaty and greasy from sunscreen and everything. So, let's see. I'm just checking to see how my framing is in the Jeep there. Not great. I need to zoom way out. How's that? What if I... Yeah, that'll be alright. So what is it like... Alright. What is it like to be down here in person, Joshua asks. It's really impossible to put into words. The scale of everything down here is just so insane. Even when you're down here, a lot of times it's almost impossible to gauge the scale of all these things. We're obviously insanely close to this, way closer than you'd ever be able to get to anything being built like this in history of the space program and history in general. But it's weird because, like, the first time you come down here, you know, you see everything and it blows your mind. It's absolutely insanity. It really feels like, it almost feels like you shouldn't be able to be this close and see all this stuff happening. But then after you've been down here for a while, just like anything else, you kind of get used to it. It becomes kind of normal. But then sometimes when you're down here, sometimes it'll just hit you. You'll just kind of recognize all of a sudden what you're seeing, and what this all means. And those moments are really, really amazing. And the reason why I love to be down here. A lot of times those will happen when I'm slowing down a little bit. I don't necessarily always have those moments when I'm here on stream, when my brain is being taken up by running the stream and just getting all of the information out there. But when I'm down here with friends and can just sit for a minute and look at what's happening here, it just is insanely mind-blowing. Again, there's no way to explain it. You're just looking at this vehicle that could be the prototype version of the vehicles that bring humans back to the moon, brings humans to Mars for the first time, be used for... Who was that? I thought that was Chief for a second. I was like, did Chief shave his head? But it wasn't Chief. And sometimes down here. I don't know why that is, but sometimes you just truly gauge how big everything is, and it just kind of makes you speechless. Again, we're looking at something that could change humanity forever, and it's happening right here, and we're able to get this close. And I encourage all of you that can to come down here and see it with your own eyes. But if you can't, that's why I'm here, to share these experiences with you, and to bring you these views of Starship and Starbase. And not only that, but I want to show you about the community and the energy around here. And in a stream like this, this is a little hard to do. But when I do my static fire streams and when I do my launch stream over from Isablanca Park, I'm going to have cameras with the crowd as well. I'm going to be interviewing people in the crowd about what they think about all this. And I really think on launch day, as long as we can get good enough signal to get a good consistent stream, I think we're going to be able to bring you an authentic experience, so you can feel the energy and everything that's happening. So if you're and I'm not encouraging you to only watch my stream. Check out all the other creators. I've put a bunch of the creators' commands in Nightbot, and I have to add a lot more. But if check out everybody's stream on launch day. Everybody's going to be bringing a unique perspective to launch. And I know for me, after launch day, for the next week, I'll be watching everybody. One at a time. I'll be watching everybody stream fully all the way through. And we will be recording our entire stream too, in case all the connectivity down here is just so overused by people that we don't get a good stream. But I'll record it nonetheless. But I do think that with Starlink, we should be able to get you a pretty good quality stream on launch day. But that's the best I can do. It's really hard to explain in person. I mean, not even in person. It's really hard to explain, period. Hello, Andrews. Let me know, was I even in frame for that whole spiel? No problem, Joshua. That is my pleasure and my goal. In frame, but lost some audio. Gotcha. Yeah. Again, with Starlink connection, that will always kind of be the case for a while at least. That's okay. The mic cut out a couple times, came back. Not a problem. I think it was Starlink. It could also be my my mic. I do have to get a mic that has a better connection. This one's USB-C, and it's just not tight enough. So sometimes I fiddle with it, and maybe that's causing the problem. But hey, as long as you got the majority of it. Welcome, Hungaro. Hungaro. All right, I say when we hit I say in about 20 minutes, we start heading towards the build site. Did you lose me? Andres says, cool shirt. How'd you get one like that? I bought this like years and years ago, but I'll make something like this for a rocket future. I'll put something up on my. I'll make a shirt and put it up. Space Dad says 5x5. So yeah, let's get a poll action here. Let me get my poll up. Vic says I'm back now. Very good. Hello. How's it going? Oh, you're fine. Okay. As much as I can, but I don't know, a couple times a week. So I got Starlink and the 2 cameras. It's all connected into my laptop, and got broadcast on YouTube live stream. Let's inform everybody about what's happening. Rocket future. Yep. Pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, no problem. Thank you, I appreciate that. Have a good one. Somebody just came over and chatted for a bit. So the poll is up in about 20 minutes. Do we stay here and continue to watch the OLM work, or do we head to the build site and see what's going on there? Ooh, it's a tight race here. 55% right now ahead to the build site. %61% head to the build site. Simon says, "What about the beach? We can roll over to the beach before we head to the build site." Josh says, "You know exactly what they're doing at the OLM?" Not exactly, but I do know that they're working to install all those armored pieces around the base of the OLM. Those pieces will keep the OLM safe when this thing actually launches. And they're doing a bunch of other work too. We'll have to kind of wait and see what the work turns out into. Like those people on the left-hand side, not exactly what sure they're working on. It looks like they're working on that scaffolding. I don't know exactly what they're doing. Yeah, so when we hit 2 hours and 45 minutes on the stream, which is about 15 minutes from now, I'll drive into the beach, and we'll do a pan around the beach so you can see what's going on there. And then we will head to the build site. I honestly don't know how the build site's going to go. I know a lot of times, depending on where my Starlink wants to connect to, like the high bay and mega bay will be in the way, but we'll drive past the build site, and then we'll get good views of Ship 24, and then we'll slowly work our way back towards the mega bay and high bay and see what we can see. When we do go to when we do go to the build site, though, we will lose connection for like probably 4 or 5 minutes. So just keep that in mind. hopefully the stream will reconnect no problem. Last time it had no problem reconnecting, so. It's a tight race here, though. 56% head to the build site. We'll let this go for a couple more minutes. Vic says it wouldn't surprise me to see extra shielding go up beneath the new stuff, too. There's a lot of pipework exposed there. Makes sense, actually. Balint also wants a beach detour. Yeah, Simon, you should come out and have a beer on the beach someday. Re-rigging scaffolding, adding more panels. Wow, the support here, folks. I'm just looking at the numbers here, and this stream has been insanely good. Thank you, everybody that's been hanging out here. Kavix asks, "Have to in English?" ? You might be asking, do you have to speak English here in the chat? And I don't think you have to. I know there's some other Hungarian speakers if that's what you speak in chat. I don't mind if y'all are chatting back and forth a little bit. But I think there's more English speakers in chat. Yeah, thank you, Dad. Absolutely. That's a good question with why they chose not to dig a flame ditch, but they will be installing a what the heck am I thinking of? A water deluge system, which should help. Time to learn some Hungarian, absolutely. What's the easiest Hungarian word? How do you say hello in Hungarian? Simon, no drones allowed here, unfortunately. All right, we have 47 votes. Let's get 3 more votes in for whether we stay here or go to the build site. And we'll go to the build site either way, but you know, if stay here wins out, we'll just stay here a little bit longer. Let's get 3 more votes done there. And even 50. Yeah, Simon, the drone shots would be amazing from here. Dave thinks the water deluge is wanted for launch day. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I think a lot of people are thinking it won't. All right, we're ending the poll. %55% of people want to head to the build site. All right, so in 10 minutes, we will do a detour and hit the beach, and then we will start heading to the build site. Hungara is watching from Florida and says, good stream. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, me too, but it was great to meet you. Thanks for coming by to say hi. Huh? I saw. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks. Have a good one. That's awesome. Huge shout out to MeTube. Thanks for coming to say hi. Thank you, Hungaro. Appreciate that. Thanks for being here. Cosmic has 2 or 3 streams going. Very good, Cosmic. Thanks for being here. Those doors that lead into the OLM is pretty cool. You can see it on the panel on the kind of on the right side of the screen. That is interesting. I assume those are doors, right? Yeah, they gotta be. Minutes ago too. Let me fix that. Stuff's always breaking. I sound very. How about now? Do I sound better? There's a door on the other side of the OLM too, the shard baby says. All right, I'm going to start wrapping up the camera number 2. That way we can start making our way to the beach and then the build site. Gary is asking if the chat has a super chat sticker options for donations because it doesn't appear to me. Not yet, Gary, but that's a great question because that's what we're trying to do today. We are no longer a... Sorry, I was reading. We are... What was I just about to say? We are not yet a YouTube partner. So when you are a YouTube partner, you get those functionalities like super chats and super stickers, but we're not there yet. But after today's stream, thanks to everybody's tremendous support today, we should be able to apply for YouTube partnership, and we should be able to have those super chat and super sticker options in streams after they accept, which could be a couple weeks, could be a month out or something. So we're almost there. Thank you for asking. Joshua, is Rocket Future made up of a team of people? Just me, Joshua, just me. There's other folks that help me a lot in a lot of different ways. Like big shout out to Lou. Lou, if you're in chat, say hi. Lou helps me with a lot of the graphics, the intro screen, and a lot of stuff like that. Big shout out to Lou. And just various friends and stuff help me with feedback and all that good stuff. And obviously a big shout out to anybody that supports the channel by sharing it or just coming here to hang out and talk and stuff. But yeah, let me break down the second camera and we'll get moving. And my dad is also saying audio is sounding distant at times. That could be an issue with the mic. Hopefully my mic isn't about to die or something. But we'll keep rolling with it. All right. I think my camera froze. There we go. All right, we're going to head to the beach. We probably should not lose connection. I don't think we will lose connection, but if we do, just hold tight. Speaking of which, speaking of holding tight, my camera is doing this thing it does sometimes. I don't know why it does this. Usually when it does this, I just reset it automatically. Just give me like 30 seconds. I want to see if it recovers or if I need to restart it. All right, I'm going to reset the camera before we get moving to the beach. Thank you, Laszlo. Thank you. I appreciate that. And Andres, thank you. I appreciate y'all very much. Camera is resetting. That'll take about a minute. There it is. That's not going to be a live view yet, though. Let's... There we go. That's a live view. You can see that... you can't see the Starlink dish, but that's okay. All right, let's go look at the beach. All right, so you always hear about this beach talked about on these streams. Again, if I disconnect, I'll be back quickly, but hopefully I will not disconnect. And now you get to see what the beach actually looks like. You can see some folks on the right-hand side getting their pictures in on the sand dunes of Starbase. Beautiful view of Starbase up there. There's a dune buggy out on the beach. I'm just going to go real slow. That way Starlink keeps up. I'm going to shift into four-wheel drive here so I don't get stuck. Let me pull over for a second to let this truck out. Alright, the key here will be to not get stuck, so we're going to pull out and see what Starlink does. Alright, we've made it. Alright, so this is looking south on the beach. If you drive on this beach a mile or two up the road, up the beach, you'll get to the Rio Grande, which is the border, the Mexico border. So you can see everybody kind of parked out. A lot of people doing their thing with barbecuing. I see Stacy, I think. Now let's look right a little bit, or that's the wrong way. Let's look left, I guess. This is the beautiful ocean. This is the Gulf of Mexico. We like to have our fires out here on the beach and hang out and enjoy the water and the views of Starbase. There you can see my Starlink dish mount on the pole, blocking the beautiful view of the ocean. Let me aim down a little bit. Andres, can you make some random interviews with people that think about SpaceX and Starship? Absolutely. I don't know if we're going to do that today, but that is something we will definitely do. Gary says they would like to do or eat barbecue. The barbecue is amazing down here. Camera's frozen for a second. Just stand by. So this is the water. Some good surfing conditions here sometimes. This is the entrance to the beach. Obviously, you can go north on the beach as well. There's plenty of room to go north on the beach and hang out up there. Here are the dunes and Starbase. So just imagine this. You see that area, that sandy area right there? Just hang out there, have a fire going, have a brew, have some cheeseburgers, and just enjoy the views of SpaceX building out Starship. Pretty awesome, right? I think we can get, at this point, I think we've nailed the, I think we've hit our goals for the view hours. So I'm going to hide this thing on the top right and get a better view there. We're going to stay live for a while here, but I think we've probably hit that goal. So big shout out to everybody. Get some claps in chat if you can hit the clap emoji. A big shout out to this community for helping me reach our goals here today. We're not going anywhere yet. We're still live for a bit, but big thank you to everybody here. Thank you so much. All right, so here's what we're gonna do next. I'm gonna slowly start driving up towards the build site, but I'm gonna go real slow so we can see the whole launch site. I'll probably stop up near the suborbital facilities for a while, just so people can see the suborbital facilities. So let me get the camera going back. Actually, I'll get the camera going left. Oh, this is going to be in the way, isn't it? I'll go forward left. Thank you, Shard. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out here. All right, let's get a move on. Again, since we're turning, we may lose connection. Just stick with us if we do. A bunch of bikers are going to go by, so we will give them a second to pass us. We don't want to get in their way of their joyride here. It looks like I did disconnect for a second there. Yeah, we should be back. I saw that we went down there for a second. You'll lose me a few more times. Alright, we're rolling again. So this is the Starbase build, or sorry, this is the Starbase launch site. We'll go by the OLM and the tower, the things we've talked about for the pretty much this whole stream. But you'll also see the tank farm, which we talked a little bit about earlier. And then you'll see the horizontal tanks that you might be able to see the methane tanks. I'm not entirely sure. I'm just going to pull over anytime somebody wants to go by me, so I don't hold anybody up. Now we may lose connection when we go by the tank farm here. There is a truck, a big truck in front of us for probably liquid oxygen or liquid nitrogen. Or even methane. I think he's pulling into the build. Oh, is he pulling into the launch site? There might be a methane truck pulling into the launch site right now. You'll see the bottom of it. Sorry, the back of it. So this is the tank farm. This is where they pull all the trucks in to load the liquid oxygen and nitrogen. Again, a better view of those chopsticks, those two big black arms coming out of the launch tower are what lift the booster onto the pad and what lift the ship on top of the booster, and what will be used to catch the ship and booster when they come back to land. Probably not on the first flight, but eventually. There's a truck coming, so I'm going to pull over to the side for a sec. I do believe we probably reached the goal, Laszlo. Thank you, everybody. Alright, so this is the entrance to the launch site. This is where they roll in the boosters and the ships and everything. And oh, you'll get a great view of... Is that a methane truck, Vix, if you're still here? You can let us know if that's a methane truck. And of course, Starhopper, also known as Hoppy. We will be driving by that in a second. I know we're at kind of an angle, but it's just going to have to do until we get to our destination. Truck go. Beautiful Starhopper. And we will be going by the suborbital infrastructure here in a second, and we'll stop and take a quick look at that. LN2, gotcha. So that's liquid nitrogen, yeah? The suborbital tank farm is venting a little bit. I am noticing a pretty big dent in one of the tanks there. I wonder if that's always been there. So generally speaking, you'll see at least one Starship here, if not two, but there are currently no Starships here. Pull over for this guy. Another one coming as well. And Vic says it's CH4, so it would be methane. Hoppy is the best, I agree. So let me change my angle here a little bit. We'll see if my Starlink thing's in the way. Yeah, it is. Well, you can see the suborbital tank farm there. Let me move a little bit more forward and see if we can get you a better angle. Oh, there's a what? There's a truck in the water, I think, folks. Look. What the heck is happening here? Hold on. We got something going on in front of us, folks. Something really interesting. Is that a truck? I can't tell. I'll zoom in for you. Sorry. This camera is really hard to get exact. You have to kind of wait. You have to make your movements and then wait for it to catch up. I think there's a truck in the water. There is indeed a truck in the water, folks. Breaking news. I think everybody's probably okay. It's really narrow water. Hopefully everybody is okay. Hopefully it's not like a medical emergency or something for the reason why they ended up driving into the water. This is so random and weird to see. But there is definitely a truck in the water. I don't mean to laugh. It's just so bizarre. I did not expect to see that. Again, hopefully everybody's safe and good. Let's hang out here for a little bit and see how this develops for a few minutes, and I might be able to give you a better view. Actually, I'm not going to turn the camera right now. Let's keep it on that. We won't stay here all for very long. I'm sure whoever's truck that is doesn't really want the attention that they drove into the water. So let's just wait here for another minute and then we'll get on the road. Chassis wash. Okay, so here's a fair warning, folks. We are going to be driving up to the build site here in a minute. If I drive at normal speed, we 100% will lose connectivity for 3 or 4 minutes. I could go a bit slow and see if we keep connectivity. I don't know which of those two I'll choose. Maybe I'll go slow for at least until we get past that truck. Although, like I said, I don't want to be bringing a bunch of attention to the truck, so I'll put my camera forward, and we'll head up to the build site. If you lose me, it could take me 3 to 5 minutes to come back or more. So just stay tuned, stay tight, don't leave. We'll be here. We'll be back here shortly. Oh, great point. Hey, folks, the Shard. I didn't even notice Shard Baby. I didn't even notice Ship 25 is at Massey's, way back in the distance. You can see Starship way back in that distance there. That's Ship 25. Gawking is trouble, absolutely. Yeah, let's get moving. Do I happen to know if they've replicated and installed the missing stars and wreaths on the Palmetto Pilings historical marker, wherever that is, part of the PAE thing? I don't believe they have. If it's the one I'm thinking of, I'm not positive which one it is. But I'll keep my eye out on that for you, Vix, and I'll let you know if I find any info on that. I think we're going to go the slow approach here. See if we can keep the stream up while we're rolling. I will not be looking at chat. I'm just going to wait for a couple of these cars to pass. I actually want to take out a four-wheel drive too. There we go. What's their plan with the truck? Not sure, but there's somebody there to help them at least. Alright, we're going now. Again, if you lose me, just stay tuned. Stay tight. Hold tight. But we're going to go pretty slow and see if we can keep our connectivity. I'll keep my hazards on because we're going slow. No, it's a truck. It's a pickup truck. Looks like they got further down from the build site. You can see into the high bay and the mega bay. So from left to right, we have the mid bay, the shortest one on the left, the high bay, which is the medium height one in the middle, and on the right, you have the mega bay. So this is where they actually build all of the starships and super heavy boosters, so we can get a pretty good view into those. I think we can see ship 27, I believe, being built inside the high bay. So that's what we're seeing there. Again, I think that's ship 27. Or actually, sorry, ship 26 in the front and ship 27 in the back, because they rolled ship 26 from the launch site to the build site just a few nights ago. So that's ship 26 that we're seeing right in front of us, and then lost connection again. But over in the mega bay, you can see booster. What would this be? Booster 9, because booster 8 was scrapped and then booster 9 was rolled back. So I believe that's booster 9 that we're seeing there, but if anybody has any other information otherwise, please let me know. But we're going to keep moving up the road here, and we'll probably lose connection again. Sorry about that. It's all good. To be expected with Starlink. But yeah, so just be aware, we're probably going to drop out again here in just a couple minutes when we start moving. But yeah, that's the high bay and mega bay where they're building these rockets. Next stop, I'm gonna go past the high bay, mega bay area, and we'll go look at ship 24, see how it's looking, and then we'll try to see if we can see into the build. Looks like we're still connected. Again, great views into the high bay and mega bay. Ship 26, ship 27, booster 9, I believe. These are the tents and everything that they build all the pieces in and store the Raptor engines and everything. And then let's see if our signal gets blocked right here at the entrance here. Otherwise, you might be able to see some of the upcoming boosters and ships pieces and some of the pieces that have been decommissioned and torn apart. Letting a couple more vehicles pass, and then we're going to go park on the side of the road up here and get a view of S24 and the rocket garden. That's the rocket garden that you're seeing over there now. Ship 20, ship 24, 15, and booster 4, right? Oh, breaking news! They're working on ship 24 right now. Let's see if we can get a view of it. If you can still see and hear me, give me a 5x5. Let's take a good zoom in on ship 24. See what they're doing up there.
That gives you a look at the crane too. So it looks like maybe they're inspecting different areas of the heat shield tiles. Vic says, woo, back. And my chat is gone again. Give me a second for my chat to pop up and I'll be able to see everybody's messages. Alright. Oh wow, a lot of messages here. Yay back, refresh the stream, y'all. You could see in the tent, Mega Bay. Oh yeah, good point. When I was talking about Massey's earlier, that's a it used to be a gun range, but they sold their land to SpaceX. Now SpaceX is they have a testing facility over near Massey's. We just still call it the Massey's testing area. They have a bunch of test stands there and tanks and stuff. Don't exactly know what kind of testing they're going to do there yet, but Ship 25 is currently residing there. Ship 28 nose cone. What crew lift up on S24? Yep, we're taking a look at that right now. Dave says need to give up Space Junkie a look. Absolutely. Shard says the new crane. Astro Joe says great views. Been watching on my other monitors, watching the RGV show. Very good. Yeah, for anybody watching the RGV show as we're talking here, that is great. A great idea. You don't have to just watch one or the other. Team Space. You can watch them all at the same time. All right, B4 to the left. SN15, SN24, and SN20. Is that the new crane? That is indeed the new crane that's kind of blocking the view of Ship 24 right now. We got a lot of 5x5s in chat. The tent has really changed that view. Absolutely. The tent right in front of us, which you can barely see the top of us, is brand new. The Shard Baby says they're doing tiling work. Hashtag Team Space from Astro Joe. Good perspective to see with the width of the crane. And love for Ship 20. All right, I'm caught up on chat now. Thanks for everybody that hung out with us or gave us some patience while we were disconnected there. So let's see, we're going on 3 hours and 20 minutes on the stream. I think we're gonna keep looking at 24 here for a few minutes to see what's going on, and then we might take a little bit of a ride to the rocket garden, get a little bit closer. Don't know how my signal will do in there. It might completely drop off. But that will be the end of the stream after that. So we're not dropping off right now or really in the next couple minutes. We're still going to be here. But just a heads up, when we leave here towards the rocket garden, if we get disconnected, that'll probably just be the end of the stream. So I'll repeat myself one more time. We are not ending stream, but I will take this moment to say that we crushed our goal for today. I think we got where we needed to be. Thank you everybody so much for all the support today from friends and family, friends that I've had for a while. I saw chatting from college, and new friends from down here at Starbase, people that I've met from across the country that came down to visit here at Starbase, people that I only know from the Starship community online, everybody that came out and shared the content and just stayed watching here today. A huge thank you so much for supporting me and Rocket Future. We have so many exciting things coming up that we can't wait to share with you. This has been a tremendous success. I kind of wish I did this last month just to guarantee that we would get the approval from YouTube for partnership before launch date, but it's a-okay. We'll get there. If I don't have it for launch day, that's okay, but we'll get there for sure. And it's only because of everybody here. We wouldn't be doing this without you. We couldn't do this without you. Huge shout out to our Patreon members. We were gonna design you our next postcard here on stream today, but I don't think we had enough time to get that in. There's so much coming up. So stay tuned here for the rest of the stream. We're gonna be hanging out here watching S24. just for a few minutes to see what they're doing with the tiling work. We'll take a trip to the rocket garden, and then we'll call it a day, I think. That being said, is there any requests that we didn't get to today to see? Simon says, well done, thank you. Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Space Girl. Thank you, Astro. Thank you, RGV. Hey, RGV. Again, big shout out to RGV Ariel. I think we have an RGV command in chat. Let's see if that works. We just started adding a bunch of commands to support other creators into our yeah, we got a bunch of commands ready, but not all of them are enabled yet. So we'll enable that as well. Big shout out to RGV. Check out their YouTube channel. They do an awesome recap of what has happened recently at Starbase, what is coming up at Starbase. Great aerial photography. You can just click on RGV Aerial Photography, their name there in chat, and check them out. Yeah, I don't know why the RGV one isn't working. Everybody else is working. Let me fix that right now. Nightbot. Yeah, see, it's in here. But why isn't it working? All right, now try. Exclamation point RGV. Thank you, El Hungaro. I should probably change it to RVG Aerial. Let me do that. There we go. All right, that's fixed. So it almost looks like they're, yeah, forgive all the shake of the camera. There's a little bit of wind coming in. Are they removing tiles? Sarah Yon says, "Is this what VR is?" No, this is this would be live streaming. So we are live streaming from Starbase. VR is different, but VR is really cool too. Virtual reality. Check out virtual reality stuff. Yeah, Shard also thinks that it looks like they've removed some tiles from here. So this, you know, is this? It could be. It's a good sign, I think. The fact that they're going through the tiles and replacing them. Either that, or I don't know. We'll have to see what they end up doing with these heat tiles. Hopefully, they'll fill them back in. I mean, alternatively, they could technically remove all the tiles and just yeet it and not expect it to enter in properly, right? But I doubt that's the case. I'm sure they're just probably removing some to check on the outer shell of S24. I don't know. Speculation, but one guess there. Or just removing bad ones. Astro Joe says VR is Lab Padre. Yeah, Lab Padre has a VR cam, which is a 360 cam You can put on a headset and just look around. It's really cool. Oh, look at that. The Lab Padre command works. The Chief command works. Junkie. I think there's one. There's one for Jess. I think there's one for NSF. I think there's one for Tim. Putting Nightbot through his paces here today. Thank you for testing everything. And I'm sure I'm missing some people as well on the commands, so I'll just add them as I find them. All right, in about 3 minutes, I'm going to try to start heading towards the rocket garden. Actually, I might not do that. I generally speaking, don't like to drive down there. I do occasionally walk down there just because I'm less in the way. But I don't know if I really want to drive down there, because I know, you know, that you're still able to, you're still technically able to, but yeah, you know what? Yeah, we'll head down to the rocket garden, but maybe that'll be my last time I drive down there. All right, we're gonna zoom out a little bit here. All right, so during this little road trip down to the rocket garden, if we lose signal, I'm just gonna end the stream there. Again, thank you everybody that hung out with us today. I thought I was gonna be out here for 8 or 10 hours, but we really nailed it. Huge shout out to Space Junkie community. Huge shout out to RGV community, just the space community in general. Very awesome stuff. So let's see if we can make it down to the rocket garden. If we lose signal for a minute and it comes back, that's great. But you know, if not, then we'll end it up. Looks like we're holding up just fine. So ship 20 directly in front of us, ship 24 just to the left of ship 20, the silver looking one. You know, the ship 20 has its heat shield tiles facing us, that's why it looks black. But yeah, ship 24 to the left, that's the one we expect to go to space. Let me actually get you a good view of that now. Or maybe not go to space, but it'll go to a near orbit. There's the base of ship 24, ship 15, and booster 4. And there's the crane, a good view of the crane here. So take a look at that. And then some test articles over here on the right, you'll see for a quick moment. Look at that, we made it. All right, let me do a proper sign off then. Throw this in park. Just give me a second with this. All right. I'm all windswept and sunscreeny and everything. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us today. We nailed our goals, I believe. We'll have to wait a couple days to make sure YouTube calculates our watch hours as we're expecting, but I think we really nailed it out of the park here today. This was an awesome stream. We got to see some awesome work being done on the OLM. We got to see them raise one of the piece of shielding for the OLM up. It didn't look like they attached it, but they were doing some welding on some of the other pieces of the OLM. They did some welding towards the top of Booster 7 today for a brief moment. We saw all sorts of great stuff. Then we just did a little bit of a tour of the launch facility. This camera is so overexposed. And then we came up here to the build site and checked out what's going on with Ship 24. I can give you when I close out, I'll give you one more view of Ship 24 just to see what they're up to. Yeah, what a great stream. The support, phenomenal. Thank you so much, everybody. Space Junkie community, everybody that tweeted, shared, all that good stuff. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. I will check one more time for any final requests or anything. Everybody is well, it's not really loading. But yeah, thanks everybody so much. We'll see you next time. My name is Andrew. This is Rocket Future. Peace out. And I'll leave you with a few minutes of view, a couple minutes view of Ship 24. See ya. And Stacy, if you are in the chat, I don't know if you're here or not, Stacy, but if you are, I'm going to come by in a few minutes and we'll have a drink.